All right. Welcome everybody to Monday Night Team Call. We are so excited to be here. And this is a special call. Jamie Haskin here, if you do not know me or you are new. And we are going to talk for a little extra time tonight because we are coming off of convention. Convention 2022 was incredible. A lot of us from this team were able to be there in person, and we are going to hear from 8 people tonight from their experience, takeaways, things that, just to get an idea of the feel of it there. And just the impact of this is always incredible. And if you talk to everybody, they're going to have something incredible to say. So we pulled from 8 people tonight, and we are very excited to hear from them. But you guys, this is the first time we have met for convention in the last couple of years because of COVID and things having to be virtual. So to be able to get back together and knowing how important this is for our people to gather, to have these experiences in person, to see how big this is, to see how people just grow over the years through these experiences. I know all the leaders here on this team were so incredibly excited for all of you guys to be there to experience it, but for a lot of you to be there for the first time. We've had people working this business for a little while now that haven't even been there before. So, and you're going to hear from a lot of those people tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to kick this off right away and pass this along to Jackie Gordon. And she is going to share, she is a Ruby ambassador. And from there, we're going to keep hopping from one person to the other. So Jackie, go ahead and unmute yourself, and we're excited to hear from you.
All right, am I unmuted?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, I always check because you just never know. All right, well, thank you so much. Wow, when you guys asked me to share, I was like, oh my gosh, how can I narrow this down to just like a couple of things? So I guess the biggest thing I just want to start with is, I've just been in just at the over a year mark, and I've only had the pleasure of meeting you guys all on Zoom. So to meet everyone in person, everyone was even more beautiful, like in person, inside and out, and everyone was just so welcoming. So, we always talk about things companies have.
Did she freeze for everybody else? Or just...
Oh man, yeah, she's frozen.
Jackie, you there, girl? All right, I think she popped off.
She's
okay.
gone.
We're going to have her hop back on and finish sharing in a second. So Rochelle, can we go to you, Rochelle? And then we'll have Jackie pop back on.
Okay, here we go. So first of all, I'm very humbled and honored to be on this call because I always view Monday night calls as really big. So this is exciting. Also, getting to go to convention in person was experience all itself. Zoom is great to see all of you, but I have to say our team gives the best hugs. So being in person and actually getting to hug all of you was incredible. That was probably my number one highlight. But my other highlights, one of the speakers was Jimmy Wayne. I don't know if you guys know his story, but I encourage you to check it out. He is now a country singer, songwriter, but he grew up in the foster system. I am a foster mom. And so listening to his story and how it took one person to change his life. It took one person to stop what she was doing, to give him a home cooked meal, and to be there for him. And that's what we do. It takes one person to change somebody's life. And then that also goes to my next thing with Robin Sullivan, a Diamond ambassador. She did a quote that said, "Your comfort zone is a graveyard for your dreams." That hit me because there's a lot of times that I get comfortable in what I'm doing in IPA. I get comfortable in what I'm doing here, but I have big dreams and my comfort zone is not going to get me there. My last highlight that I that I took away was from Jennifer Leaf, another Diamond ambassador. And she said, thinking small keeps you from being someone else's blessing. We are in the business of being somebody's blessing, whether it's the products that can change their life or this business can change their life. If we think small and don't get out of our comfort zone, we can't be that one person for somebody. And you think about it, what would you have missed if your leader would have said no? Where would you be now if your diamond would have been like, nope, I don't want to do it? That was a question that was asked a couple of times, and that hit me because I'm so thankful that my leaders and my diamonds said yes, because there's no other place I'd rather be. So I will pass it to the next person.
Thank you, Rochelle. So good. I'm going to quick bump Jackie back here. I think she's back on. And then after Jackie, Sam, you can keep going.
Okay, sorry. I guess my internet dropped me. So I'll jump right back in. So I guess, like I was saying, I mean, there were so many things, including some of the quotes that she just mentioned, like that were just so amazing, and so many trainings. But the biggest takeaway I have, just because this is not my first experience, like in this industry, the biggest takeaway I had was that if you haven't been anywhere else and this has been your only experience, or if you ever have thoughts like what else is out there, I'm here to tell you that there is nothing that compares to what we have. Whether it be, I know that we know our products are amazing and our culture is amazing. There is no other company. I have worked on both sides. I've worked in the field doing what we do, and I've worked corporately for direct sales companies, like training the field. There is nothing like this. That from just the littlest detail to the biggest detail, they are so invested in us and making us successful. And I can't say it enough. And I was blown away. Like, I thought I'd been to a conference or convention, but I set the bar kind of high because of everyone, how they had talked. And nobody could have prepared me for just everything that was put into this, all the training they gave us, the speakers, but really just the royal treatment. I mean, and thing that stands out to me that I love is that, with most other companies out there, if you don't like earn something yourself, you have to take somebody else who's not a part of what we do. And the fact that they allowed me to bring a guest that was another ambassador honestly, she was a VIP customer, wasn't even an ambassador yet, and expose her and really just show her what they are all about and treat her like just the same way is mind blowing. So just take it from me that you are in the right place and you couldn't be here at a better time. My only Plexus regret is that I didn't jump right into this the first minute I found out about it. So I guess I was just blown away. And they don't just say one Plexus. I mean, there were times I was seated by people that weren't even part of our team, and they were just as warm and welcoming. And I mean, you can just tell, I mean, they are willing to go to the ends of the earth to help us and make sure that we can do what we have to do. So it was just amazing.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So I'm Samantha Plantinga, Senior Gold. I'm going to pretend that there's like 6 of you on here because this is totally out of my comfort zone. So this is my second convention. I got to go in 2019 when it was in Vegas. And still one of my favorite things, like Jackie said, is the culture. The Plexus culture is amazing. Convention is totally worth it just to see that. And to hear from Alec and Tarl and just how much they want everyone to win. I just love spending time with Plexus people. It blows me away that you can have thousands of mostly women in one room and everyone is cheering each other on. There's no competition. There's just kindness. It doesn't matter who they are. So that's one of my favorite things, but my biggest takeaway has a little bit of a backstory. I've been in a little bit of a lull, not where I wanted to be for a while, but I've been super intentional about reading personal growth books beyond what we've been doing for book club for the last several months. So there's been little shifts here and there, but the biggest came at convention. It was like a door finally opened and was like, okay, you're ready to hear some things now. Because the hardest part isn't our IPA, it's our thoughts, right? At least it is for me. So I've heard Christina talk about grit and being gritty before more than once, but it just hit differently this time. So that, along with little tidbits from pretty much every other speaker, just really spoke to me and made me finally believe that I can do this. I can be successful. Seeing Shelly and Janelle and Leah and Jacqueline and Emily, sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. It's still lack of sleep. But just seeing them be able to get on stage for the first time as emeralds was super inspiring. So it just made me, the whole time, I just came away with this like, dig your heels in and fight. So that was my biggest takeaway. So we've heard it said so many times that the only way that you fail is if you quit. So just keep going. That's it. I think Stormy is next.
All right. Hi, everyone. This is actually my first time doing this. So I just want to say, like, this was my first Plexus convention. I have been to other conventions, thought I knew what I was getting into, had no idea. I literally can say that I stood next to diamonds that were just as loving as the people that were just coming in. Nobody made you feel like they were better than anybody else. They hugged you, they congratulated you, they gave you words of encouragement, just everything that they make you feel how you should feel in the world is valued and loved, was really awesome. I really love that the leaders of this company make you feel like you're just as important as they are, that your work is just as important as theirs is, and that when you bring community and when you bring other people in with you, that's valued. So, did everybody cut out on me? Oh, no, sorry. But one of the big things that I would say that I felt the most important is when the leaders of the company said that, you know, you may work with us and technically for us, but it is your business and it is your success, and that you need to own it. And if you really want to go places and make your dreams come true, bring everybody that you can with you and bless others, because those blessings will come tenfold and you have no idea whose life you're going to change. Because I was that girl that said no for a whole year and I should have started earlier. So that's my takeaway on that. So thank you.
Okay, so I am super honored to be asked to speak. And nervous. But so I'm going to kind of read off of what I did so I stay on notes. But I had like 4 key quotes that really stuck out to me, and then kind of like a couple points to wrap it up. The first one was the marathon runner, and when she kept saying every morning, I'm going to get emotional, the best is yet to come. Gosh, I barely got past the first quote. But that was really, really impactful. And something that I want to keep in the forefront of my mind. The next one was about approaching your business. And I know we've all heard this before, but again, it just kind of hit different again, but approaching your business with the goal of serving others and just really thinking about how can I step that up a notch. I know another person talked about, you know, we want them to have success on the products, right? And them to rave about the products, but we want them to rave about us and our customer service and our care of them too. So that really is something that I've been reflecting on and want to step up. Another one, this one has been huge, especially with this launch by Melissa Eichenhorst. And she said, I have an expectation of abundance surrounding this launch. And I know in the past, I've been one of those people that has struggled with mindset and skepticism. And I even sometimes have other people surrounding me that have that, voice in my head. But I'm like, I am choosing to have that expectation of abundance around this launch. And I'm super, super excited about it. And I'm just going to go all in, which will bring me back to Tarl's quote at the end. But the other one that really hit me was every successful leader or every successful business has a fearless leader. And that was by Carrie Lorenz. And that one gave me, a pit in my stomach. And I love how she said, I know we've kind of talked about fearless and courageous. And she's like, it's not that you don't have fear. So it's not the absence of it, but you feel it and you choose to move forward anyway. So honestly, that one, go back to my notes here. I may come across as a very confident and fearless person, but I have a lot of fears. And this business pushes me right into them. But I was taken back with just how many jewels and diamonds there are when you're in that arena. And this may not have been one of the biggest conventions, but it was almost as if, okay, let me go back to my notes here. If you think of it in terms of the country or the world, it's a very small percentage. Even in our whole company, it's a very small percentage of jewels and diamonds. But if you think of it in terms of the people that were actually at convention, the people that are all in with this business, it's a pretty high percentage. There are a lot of jewels and diamonds. And it was so inspiring to me because it didn't start out that way. There were only a few, and it just keeps being more and more and more. And it just shows you it's possible. Like we can do it. We can get there. And so when Tarl said that, this Plexus is going to double in the next 24 months, the question is your business going to? That just hit me like right here. And I just chose in that moment, I'm like, yes, I am going for it. And if what we say is true about as long as you stick with it and you continue to grow and you continue to do the things, then it's going to happen at some point. Why can't that some point be now? So that was my takeaway.
Oh goodness, I'm next and I have to follow Christy, which was awesome. So, my name is Jill Manning, and I'm honored also to be a part of this because I see the team calls as people that are, I say, better than myself, but we're not comparing. I'm going to read off mine too, otherwise I will squirrel a lot. Because there's a lot of takeaways. So this was also my first convention, and man, they weren't kidding when they said they plexify everything. And I thought that was just so awesome. I had to keep telling myself we're not at like a Plexus headquarters. This is a general area. It's a regular convention center. So it was just so crazy to me to really like think about how much they go all out for us. A few things what I loved, other than obviously the reset, the lean, and the pivotal, was the connection you could feel. I roomed with girls that I've never met other than on Zoom. The people that I drove with, the ladies that I got to know on Sue's team, just so awesome. And a lot of the ladies that I came in contact with, many of you guys. So I felt like I belonged, and it gave me a new level of when we're cheering for each other, like there's a whole new level of cheering for them because you can have that personal connection with them. I also loved, and I know this hasn't been brought up yet, but I really liked the Jason Dorsey, how he talked about the generational stuff, because it was super connecting and it's relatable. I struggle with that whole eye contact thing and stuff like that too, as far as not understanding why kids would not give you eye contact. I grew up with, you give eye contact, you show respect, you do these things, but they're just it's a different way of looking at it. And even having a 2-year-old for my daughter, and what she's going to grow up with, she doesn't know what she doesn't know. So I just thought that was really cool with how I'm going to think about things differently when I'm connecting with the different generations that I come in contact with. I was thankful for the Instagram tips because I'm working on my Instagram. And then these were several of the quotes. I don't necessarily have the people for who said them, but, and this was already said, thinking small keeps you small, along with thinking small keeps you from being someone else's blessing. I know that was said, that kind of struck me pretty big. What do you look for in a leader, and be that for your people? Fill your calendar with proof that you are all in. Don't be a one-day girl. I kind of live in that land, like one day I'll get there, but it's always just going to be one day if you don't nail it down. Keep your promises to yourself. Be gritty. Grit is found in the sacrifice. And I think often I find myself staying comfortable because it's comfortable. And I just got to get outside of that. They mention your story matters, whether it's a big story or a small story. Sorry, I'm starting to get emotional. Never let your personality hold you back from doing your business. We can all make excuses for, oh, I'm shy, or I'm outgoing, or whatever the case may be. Move your team's performance needle forward. Don't be the reason why your team's not excelling. Adversity introduces to yourself. That was a big one, because when you're faced with it, your true colors show. There's no denying what it's all about. And then your span of control is focusing on what matters, formulating a flight plan for success, and communicating what's possible. And my action step is doing one thing for 30 days that scares me. Because that was brought up. And then Christy, you brought this up, and they said Plexus will double, will my business double? And I plan to double my business. So thank you for letting me share.
Hi, I'm Julie Sargeson. I'm a senior silver ambassador. And oh my gosh, I was blown away by the energy at Plexus convention. It was my first time there. I just got started in April. I think it was April. So that was amazing. That was one of the things I truly loved about convention. You could feel it anywhere you went in convention, from the hotel lobby, sessions, event parties, even the bathrooms. One of the things that attracted me to working at Plexus, with the Plexus business, was being surrounded by a great community of people. And let me tell you, after being surrounded by this community in person, I was just blown away. It was better than I could have ever imagined. The speakers had such great energy too. And although most of my takeaways from the convention came from the speakers, I have to say I also felt that in my conversations outside of session, I also found the same takeaways. And the two takeaways that I came up with in looking at the whole convention together were two words. I would say belief and action. So I looked back through my notes and I was reflecting about each speaker. And over again, I kept seeing the same theme come through. Belief in the products, belief the leaders have in you, in the company, in their teams, belief that others have in you, your leaders and your teammates, and one Plexus. And the belief in those that you lead, whether that's doing the business that they're doing it with you, or those that are just using the product. And I had to ask myself, am I communicating that belief to others? Am I sending that out there? The other word that was resounding to me was action. From doing it scared, doing things you've never done before, grit, like Christina Williams talked about, doing it in the trenches, doing it again and again. So doing all the things and doing it consistently. So to summarize, again, I felt two words spoke to me: belief and action. And when I had a chance to talk to some of our diamonds, I asked them, if there was one thing that they would give us as advice for how to reach diamond, what would it be? I received the same answer pretty much from anyone that I asked that was a diamond, and they said, just don't ever give up. And guys, that requires belief and action, right? So Carrie Loren said, action conquers fear. And I am now inspired to inhale and exhale belief. And I'm digging in. I'm going to do all the things, doing them scared tonight. And then I'm going to do them again. Thank you.
So good, Julie. I'm Leah Pearson, and this was my first in-person convention, which is crazy. The word that kind of kept coming to mind for me after convention was the word longevity. And the longevity of our business, I've known from day one that that's top priority for our leaders, specifically just by the way they talk and their big vision and how they have us structure our businesses and everything like that. But after this last week, I really saw that that was evident in our company as well, that they value longevity in our businesses. I felt like every single training had stability and long-term gain for your business as the center. And I think just for the sake of time, just a couple of the things that corporate highlighted that will make your business stable. They talked about obviously leadership development and continuing to grow yourself and your leadership lid, but they really highlighted gold development. So not just trying to develop silvers, but really trying to start developing golds. I see Brinley. Developing goals. That was like the first thing that I could see right there. Love kids. We're back home. But developing golds and not just stopping at silver or senior silver, but how like they gave numbers for how that impacts your business. And then of course, like once you grow as well, developing jewels. So really being wide and not just having one strong leg for your business. That's going to create a stable business. They also talked about, they had like a compliance section, which I thought was really interesting because I thought that was through the lens of longevity as well for our company. So I know compliance can kind of be tricky sometimes, like with our posts and stuff, but the way it was presented, I could hear their heart that it was for the longevity for Plexus as a whole, but then also setting our customers up for success, which I thought is really good. We don't want to make false claims or anything. And I think therefore we're going to increase our retention, right? And then have longevity for our customers too. I saw a lot of servant leadership and passion modeled with every single person from corporate and of course from our leaders. And that creates longevity within a company and you feeling valued. And one example of that at the gala, I thought it was really cool. Tarl and Alec were coming around to all of our tables and Tarl comes over and he's like, hey, is your team getting in okay? Like, is everybody doing all right? Is there anything that we can do to help your teams? And I'm like, seriously, like that is just over the top. I thought that was really cool. So all these things are important for stability. The integrity is there and Plexus is doing things right. And one thing that I find interesting is with the word integrity, that actually comes from the word integer, meaning one or wholeness. So if you have integrity, you're operating without divide. There's oneness, there's unity. And I know that most of you have heard this by now, that we do network marketing how it should be done, but rarely is, right? Like that's something I tell potentials a lot. And I felt like this at convention was like 100% displayed. They do it right. There's no division, there's no compromise, there's integrity. And to me, what this means, I guess what my main takeaway is that with full confidence, I can reach out about the business opportunity. And with full confidence, I can cast a really big vision to people, because how could I talk about big vision for the future if I wasn't sure if Plexus was going to be around in 10 years or not? I felt like this whole week I was reassured that I can trust this company. I've known I can trust my leaders, but just being in the atmosphere, I can trust corporate and I can unashamedly and with confidence cast really big vision to my potentials and to my team because we're in really good hands. And I think that is probably most important to me because even though I'm a jewel now and at my first convention, it was like I finally got to, do the gala and the fancy dinners and I earned different things. And we're talking about the energy and the excitement, all of that stuff, like the camp high, they talked about the camp high. None of that actually matters if there isn't a solid foundation of the business. So after going to my first convention, I feel like I'm at home and I want you guys to feel that too, that you can have confidence with our company.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you all for sharing. Such a great spectrum of so many takeaways. And I mean, we had all our, Leah, along with all our other Emeralds, were on stage for the first time at convention this year too. So to have BU representing up there is just incredible. And I want to say that, I said this in person, and we said this at Leaders Retreat if you were there. But the group we had even at team dinner, for our team at convention just 2 years ago when we were at convention, 3 years, 4 years ago, like that was what, Pink Power as a whole had. So to imagine coming to convention now with all of you guys there with such an incredible number, it's really hard to imagine. It's really hard to put into words what that looks like or what that feels like. And I just want you to know that is what is coming. That's what's coming for you. Imagine and believe that in 1 year, in 2 years, like what that's going to look like for who you are bringing, and not just you personally, the people or that you're going to enroll, but several levels deep and wide, and what that is going to look like, and just have vision for that and belief, because the impact is incredible. The impact is just unbelievable, and something that I would never ever have imagined of how this could have reached. And people have the privilege of meeting in person on our team for the first time at these kind of things, that it's truly an honor and a blessing on my part to be there with you guys, and to see you guys, and to meet those who I have not met yet. So we love you guys. We appreciate you so much. And y'all are making me emotional listening to you guys talk. So anyway, we are going to shift gears for a second, and Sue and Sal and Chris are gonna join with me on talking a little bit more in depth about Reset. This was our big launch at convention, and all of us had some type of role in kind of knowing about this beforehand too, not only being able to try it ourselves as diamonds, all the diamonds were allowed to do that. But we are also in focus groups. So part of that, in terms of putting, one aspect or another, getting some details and some input around with that. So it's been an honor being able to kind of have some of that input and just to be able to test that. But we're so excited for all you guys, and we have things coming into play with that. But first off, we want to share our experience a little bit with you guys. So Sue, Sal, Chris, who wants to speak up first about that?
I will. So I was lucky, and I was in the original focus group with the original people to get to do it way back in April, right when I got back from Portugal. It was waiting for me when I got home. And so I was so excited. So I did it with the focus group and some extra people. And oh my gosh, it was really awesome experience. First of all, I love that it's so simple. It is literally laid out for you. It is not like your typical fast that you don't maybe know what to eat, or you have to have all this extra stuff on hand, or whatever. It is all laid out for you, like in packets, right on the box. There's a check boxes. You can check it off as you go. It is so dang simple, and it takes all the stress off. I mean, it's just awesome. So I loved all of the food, the broth, the restore. I loved super cold. Some people like it hot. I liked it super cold. That was delicious. And I just, I never really felt hungry. I never felt like what I really noticed was the habits that I created around food. I would go to the cupboard and just eat food, or the fridge and eat fruit or whatever I wanted whenever I wanted. Right. I mean, it's such a habit. Like I didn't need it. It was a habit. So I went and did it, so doing this reset totally made me aware of what I'm putting in my body. It was total awareness for me. Like, I don't need to be eating that. It's just a habit, right? I'm not even hungry. So that was awesome. And then I got to do it again with all the diamonds, when they shipped the second round out, we all did it before convention. So the first time I lost 7 pounds and 3 inches. And it was not really about weight loss for me, but I was very pleasantly surprised because I came back from Portugal fluffy because of all the wine and the bread and the cheese. So that was amazing. And then I gained 1 to 2 pounds back. And then I did it again the next month. And I lost 7 pounds at first, and then I lost 6 the next, and really felt great. So the biggest thing I loved was better sleep, total mental clarity, and I felt really, really good all 3 days. I had a lot of like extra energy that I don't normally have.
Awesome, Sal. I'll go next. There's actually a graphic going around of Sally's side-by-side results, and everyone is calling it Sue. So I'm like, sweet. So if you see that and it says Sue, it's really Sal, and correct the person who sees that. But anyways, I totally forgot to take pictures before I started. I did, however, measure myself, but I did not take pictures, and I'm kicking myself for that, but maybe next time. Anyways, for me, a lot of the same things as Sal experienced, but I have only done it once, and it was the week before convention. I lost 10 pounds, which was a huge shock for me because I don't know, I didn't really think I would lose that much weight. I was thinking, gosh, 4 or 5 would be great, but I must have had a lot of poop in me or something because I lost 10 pounds, and it sure it emptied me out, that's for sure. Yeah, for me, it was good that I stuck close to home, and not everyone's going to have the same results, but it's a good detox too, you guys, and it's just so good for your body. Like, it's a body kind fast. You don't really feel deprived because you still have those things you're eating and looking forward to. Like, every 3 hours they give you something, and so that was wonderful. But I did lose 3 inches as well. So my sleep was great. My mental clarity was better. And after I was done, I just felt like things were working better, like working like they should be working. It was very interesting. So, yeah. Oh, Dawn just, okay. Yeah, I honestly, you can talk to your sponsor about what you should maybe pull back on as far as your Plexus products during the reset. Okay, so just message your sponsor or one of us diamonds about that. We'll be glad to kind of walk you through that. Anyways, yes, it was amazing. And like Sal said, afterwards, like day 4, 5, 6, the self-awareness that the reset gave me about food and about eating was amazing. And so you're just more aware of just what you're putting in your body, and hey, I really don't need that right now. It's just kind of a habit. So that was me. Who's next? Chris?
Sure. Oh, you guys, I love this reset so much. I've done different resets in the past, and you have to cook all the food and do all the things, like literally everything's in that box. So that is so convenient. And you guys, I'll admit I was hungry, but you have to know people are going to be hungry. Everybody eats way more than they should. I typically eat around 1,600 calories a day because I track. I'm trying to keep track of my protein. I'm trying to hit some goals, trying to make sure I eat enough protein because I lift a lot of weights. And so I know what I eat. And I was just looking at the ingredients and the fact that we know that we're eating 500 calories, probably a little more if you add in some almond milk and unsweetened almond milk and coconut milk. It is a little bit more than that, not much. But then, by the way, that's okay. I did water in my shake the first day. It tasted awesome because the new shake, hopefully you guys, those who were at convention, grabbed your reset bag and tried it. It's so good. I love it. It's just the chocolate is a little richer. I thought it was awesome. So, and I like the regular shakes. So I was pleasantly surprised. But so yeah, adding a little bit of milk did not make a big difference. But I just love that we are eating all day long. You literally every couple of hours, every 2 to 3 hours, you're consuming something else. You're drinking something. And I love this. I love the way everything tasted. I didn't need to season anything extra. I tried the first day with the broth and it was good, but I liked it fine the day 2 and 3 alone. So loved the restore before bed. It was like a treat. Super cold is my favorite. I'm not a big tea drinker, but I've heard people that liked it hot. So try it both ways. I loved it cold. Just mixed it up a little bit less. I didn't dilute it a ton. And I think so it was stronger and I loved it. So I lost 4 pounds and I didn't like student take pictures. I did. And I weighed myself, but I didn't take measurements. So I don't know. You can tell a little bit of my pictures. I feel like my pictures don't show a ton, maybe a little bit from the back. I think you could tell around my waist, but my clothes felt like they fit better. I lost bloat. I feel like I felt a little lighter. Your body may detox a little bit, you may not. I did get a little loose. And so after day 1, so I did back down on my gut health products. I actually stopped the bio cleanse the next 2 days and I lowered my probio 5. I take 4 probio 5 every night. So I went down to 2 and that was like perfect. I did great with that. And that's because the Restore has a lot of fiber in it. The whole thing, you guys, I love how it's all measured out. I am just blown away that we're eating 68 grams of protein in that throughout the day. That is a game changer. And the fiber is necessary for the cleanse that we're basically doing. We're cleaning our body out. You're cleaning your digestive tract. There's a lot of people who didn't get loose. They were great and fine. So everybody's going to be different. So you're just going to need to really keep track of your people. But yeah, felt really good. I was hungry because you're not eating as many calories. So it's very normal, but then you just got to drink a lot of water. Just drink a ton of water. But yes, very conscious of eating habits and grabbing snacks. And like I said, I track my food, so I kind of try to keep track of that stuff anyway. But yeah, you don't need to eat a ton of food. And this is so well done. And it's what your body needs. So everybody, this is going to jumpstart their health. It's going to help them feel good. They're going to get some instant goals are going to be met, and it's going to be the perfect launch into the rest of our product systems. If it's somebody new and it's for people who currently take the products, it's really going to help boost their product results too and help their health. So I loved it. Jamie.
Hey, yes, real quick. I ended up losing 6 pounds. My before and after I can tell was great, and just in terms of like bloat and definition in my stomach. I was completely relaxed in both pictures if you've seen those. So it was definitely something where more so than that, it like some of these ladies have said, it kind of highlighted where I had bad eating habits, and just more of a like, if you're winding down at night and I wanted to grab a snack or something, I'm like, I don't really need to do that. And I kept with better eating choices and habits afterwards. So it kind of helped identify that and helped me move forward, being more conscious of that. So that's why I love this, because it is so much more than weight loss. There's so many health benefits that Chris is going to get into a little bit in a second here. And so when we share, we want to make sure, because some people they are just looking to lose a few pounds, and it does make a big difference with that, but it really is more so than that, and how you move forward with that. So I loved it about that. I loved the products. I didn't feel every time I started to feel really, really hungry, it was about the time for me to eat or drink something, and it would just tide me over a little bit longer. So I was pleasantly surprised that it all balanced out throughout the day, really good for me. I was a little bit worried about my blood sugar because of prior to Plexus, I would have to eat frequently or I'd get like nauseous. So I was thinking some of that might come back, but it did not. I felt great. In terms of that, I learned on day 3, maybe not to trust a fart. So tip, but it was, Chris, I can see you. But it's a good thing. Your body is cleansing, your body is doing things. And I'm going to let Chris tell more specific nitty gritty reasons of why that is. But overall, I was very, very glad for just that experience, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. So Chris, why don't you share some health benefits overall with us?
Oh, Jamie, I just love that you said that. You know, guys, this is not meant to be like a gut cleanse, okay? But you have to remember, like when you eat super duper clean, because like I said, I've done intermittent fasting, I've done 24-hour fasts before. And my body really likes, my digestive system really likes that. I have better bowel movements when I am really strict to my intermittent fasting. And that's just, I mean, I won't get into all that, but you need to give your digestive system a break. Us eating constantly all the time it's not always good. So you're cleaning your system out. There's a lot of fiber in this. I'm going to tell you right now, just a couple of hacks. If somebody, I haven't been drinking the hunger control for a while. I don't know why. I just kind of decided to switch back to MA. My body's fine with hunger control, but that's in the pack. And I do think that might have been part of the reason why I got a little loose, because my body isn't used to that much fiber. So you just have to be aware of some of those things. So you can there are a lot of people that drank MA instead of the hunger control. So if you have that on hand, you want to switch it up each day, it's totally fine. But yeah, there's a lot of fiber in it. It's good fiber, and it's important for what you're cleansing here. So, what I'm going to do is I went back into into some information that we got from Dr. Hartman, and I wrote some stuff myself. I'm honestly going to read to you and tell you what he told us. And so if you took notes at convention or if you took some video, that's great, but this is really good information. So just kind of follow along, but this will be good to go back to too. But what this is, we're going to talk about the benefits of doing a reset and a nutritionally supported fast, because that's what we're doing here. We're not depriving our bodies. You guys are 68 grams of protein in here, and that is super important for keeping lean muscle. It'll talk about that. And the fiber is super important to help detox the digestive tract, detox the liver. It's all very important. There's a purpose for all of that. It's to reset the body. That's the cellular level reset that we're talking about here. What we can say is the Plexus Reset is a 3-day nutritionally supported fast that helps to reset your metabolism. Because what's happening is you're breaking things down. You're not consuming as many calories, so your body's going to start digging into your fat stores, and that's going to help with your metabolism reset. A metabolic reset equips your body to burn fat as the primary energy source. Research shows a distinct increase in ketone metabolism with nutritionally supported fasting. Ketones, which you're going to hear the keto diet. We're not doing the keto diet here, but ketones are real. They're potent. They are potent signaling molecules that are produced in the liver from the breakdown of stored fatty acids. Ketones are extremely efficient as a fuel source, producing more energy than carbohydrates, which allows greater preservation of lean muscle tissue during the fast. So, because what your body does is your body uses carbs first, and then it will use fat, and then it will dig into your protein store. So that's why we're eating pretty low. This is a low carb, right? But we have lots of protein added to it so that your body keeps the protein going, and it's going to dig into it. So you're digging into fat stores, but we're building up protein because we're eating the protein. So a little bit of science there, very, very rough science. I've done various nutrition resets and fasts over the years, and they've all served really great purposes for various reasons. When people hear fast, they think that they don't get to eat anything, or that they're gonna have to cook a bunch of weird stuff, but that's so not true. What you're doing is you're focusing on a specific diet of foods that are balanced appropriately to help support your body, break down excess toxin buildup, reset your metabolism by digging into those fat stores, like I was saying, cleansing your digestion and liver, which are the points of detox for your body, and literally resetting your system so that it has the best possible scenario to continue into a strong health journey. What we have here is so easy. As we've all said, it's all in the box. You can like check it off, set your phone every few hours, you're consuming something, and it's all so good. There's literally nothing for you to think about or prepare. You have all of that right there. You've got that checklist to go through each and every day. You'll also get that pamphlet, and there's some really good tips in there. So go make sure you read through that. I know Pat mentioned in the comments, they do say that, you know, if you absolutely have to have something, like I would say if somebody was getting lightheaded or something like that, you can eat a few very simple things like half an apple, half a pear, some cucumbers, several almonds. Almonds are really great energy source. So those are things that you can have, and they're all very safe, healthy. It's not going to change your body's ability to still be in a good detox and metabolic reset. Okay. So that's okay. You know, people aren't failing if they do that. All right. Everybody's body is different, and we're just going to need to walk people through that. So yeah, make sure that you go through that. This is not just for weight loss. Okay. We are cleansing our bodies from the inside out, which we all should be doing anyway, because we are taking in so many different toxins from the imperfect food that we eat, the drinks that we drink, the lack of sleep, the environmental toxins, stress, all of that stuff affects our bodies. So we need to restore the efficiency and functionality of our body systems. So the reset was designed to provide optimal nutrition throughout the day while keeping total calories low to mimic like a strong fast. Protein and fiber are emphasized to preserve the lean muscle tissue, control your appetite, and improve gut health. Because yeah, if you're eating more protein, you are literally not going to be hungry. You're going to feel more full. Okay. And you're going to have to train your body into that, because most people don't eat enough protein. So yeah, a lot of us eat way more carbs and protein unless you are actually doing that. But this protein, like literally over half of our calories in this is protein, which is crazy. And there's a lot of fiber. 17 grams of fiber is a ton. Okay. So it's really, really amazing. And that fiber, like I said, is really important to help with the detoxing of the liver, which is such an important place to detox. I think we forget that organ. It's an important one. Okay. And so for a lot of people with our products, thinking about our products, if people get stuck in detox or get stuck in their health goals, it could be because their liver is stuck with its detoxing abilities. And so that's what this is really going to help them with as well. Okay. Specifically, what's really good to know about the drink, the Plexus Restore, is amazing. Sal keeps saying, you guys, if you only knew. So I'm just going to read off. This is Dr. Hartman's words, but it functions as a cellular detox. Okay. It's a powerhouse addition and adds so much more than just weight loss. The official language of this cellular detox says it supports our body's natural defenses against toxins that we are exposed to in the environment, like I said. And then there's a bunch of ingredients: hibiscus, ginger, spirulina, spinach, and aloe are all potent antioxidants that help protect your cells from free radical damage caused by lifestyle and environmental factors. Guys, seriously, specifically the spinach leaf extract provides nutrients that support natural cellular processes where byproducts or toxins are released in blood and filtered out by the liver and the kidneys. Nutrients like, oh my goodness, lots of crazy words: superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione peroxidase, and glutathione reductase scavenge free radicals and mitigate oxidative stress. This reset is exactly what our customers and potentials need to launch their health into next level. It's going to help our products work even better and more efficiently. Pretty amazing. I hope that wasn't too many words and sciencey stuff, but hope that helps everybody.
So good. Real quick, based off a couple of questions here, I wanted to say this out loud, but while you're taking this, you can take all your Plexus pills. If you're already taking Plexus, you will continue to take your Plexus pills during that time. The drinks like the Slim, Active, Hydrate are all in the packages. So you'll take what's in there, but your pills, you continue. If it's someone brand new, they can start with a 3-day pack, the 3-day reset, and then afterwards ease into the rest of whatever pills, but they would have already started with 3 days of Slim, right? So that will ease in. And then afterwards, you'll want to ease in slowly on day 4. So don't go into day 4 when you're done with your 3 days, and eat a bunch of sugar and just go back into everything. So ease in slowly. You could have another shake if you have that on hand. You can eat some, eat some eggs, just move in slowly. They recommended avoiding sugar for at least a couple of days. So try to avoid like the extra excess sugar and stuff. So, and we can share more on that later with any questions. Sue, you're going to hop on into some stuff.
Yes. I wanted, definitely. Thanks, Chris, for sharing all that. It's so exciting. I know that we are already sharing some things and we're excited to share more things, but I really want to talk to you guys for just a couple minutes about our posts. And if I can just get like all your undivided attention right now, this is really important piece. We need to be super smart about how we are posting this on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere and everywhere that you post. Some of you may remember something called Yes to Success that was mentioned at convention. Raise your hand if you remember that. I hope it was kind of a short little stint that Genevieve did. But this is something that will be homework for you guys after tonight. I want you to look up yes for success, yes to success in your back office. You can find it in the toolkit under the reset tab. Okay, so go to the toolkit, find your reset, the new reset tab, and look for that yes to success tab, and just familiarize yourself with it. Send it to your teams. Plexus is going to be monitoring what we post about the reset. And I don't know if you remember, Genevieve said it's the average weight was 6 pounds. So it's not okay. If you lost 10 pounds, I lost 10 pounds. I can't say that on my socials. And so it's important that we really stay within the guidelines of the FTC, who monitors Plexus, right? And we got to follow the suggestions that Plexus gives us, okay? This is really vital to keeping our businesses safe. And I actually had the honor of serving on our compliance focus group this past year. And I really learned a lot about it. And I always thought that they were just mean and they were taking away all our good posts, and we can't post this and that. And it's really not like that at all. They want to protect us. And the focus group that we had, our mantra kind of for this year was protect the house. That is what we are very dedicated to doing. And Plexus as well. They want to keep us safe. All these things are set in place to protect you and your businesses. And so I really can't stress enough how important that is for all of us to follow. And under the Yes to Success tab, you will see the do's and the don'ts that you can post about the reset. They will give you do's and don'ts and tips. So use those resources when you're posting about the reset. I actually went on and I printed them off, and I am going to, there's just 3 pages. I'm going to keep them right by my computer. And so I can quick look at those before I post something. And you may see some leaders or diamonds on other teams posting things that maybe aren't quite compliant. And I really encourage you to check your sheets before you go and copy and paste that, and make sure that our team is following the rules. And you guys are duplicating that. Okay, so it's a really awesome thing that corporate is doing for us, and they're protecting us. So look at it as a positive thing and not a negative thing. And we are still working on that, the yes to success. And there will be examples of things in the year to come, what we can post, and like examples, like, okay, I can't post this, so what can I say? And they will give us examples. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and I don't know who's next. Sal? No?
Thank
I don't
you.
know. On your face.
Either way. Sal, as you're popping some in your mouth.
As she's filling her face.
Okay, really quick. Just wanted to just talk about how we're looking at moving forward with this. Because really big picture, nothing has drastically changed with how we are reaching out and how we are helping people get started. Big picture, we are still looking at getting to root health. We're looking at gut health, at the triplex. That's still core. We're wanting to talk to people about their health goals, and figure out like how that connects to the products that they need to get started with. We're still asking all those same questions, still helping them get started with the best welcome pack for them. Only thing now is I would absolutely always recommend the 189s or higher welcome packs, because we can utilize this 3-day reset with getting started, right? So it's simply a tool that they can start and really get their bodies ready to go and kind of well receive these products even better. Even something as simple as identifying better eating habits as they go into their products. How much more can that help them with seeing results? People are always asking, how should I eat? Or what do I need to do? Well, they start this 3-day system. They maybe identify some better eating habits. Their body is primed and getting this reset right away, and then they start their product. So retention is great with that. And then of course they are getting involved in Pivotal, which people have been asking about. Make sure you are registered in Pivotal. Everyone gets that for free, and you get exercise programs and meal programs, and you get rewarded through that program. And you can track your people if they are in this and where they are at in that program. So such a great tool to really, really help with everyone's retention. And it's not something we have to create and we have to be sending all the time. We just can follow up. We can make sure they're plugged in. So make sure you are not changing how you are doing business in terms of still looking at the big picture, 3 to 6 months of consistency, getting to their root issues, asking for their health goals, and then you just utilize this tool. This is a great way to utilize reaching out to people now about the reset, but then roll that into looking at big picture with the products as well. And down the road, you might be reaching out just about the products in general, but then you help them get started with a reset as an addition to getting started with their products, right? So just wanted to touch on that. Sal, did you want to add anything on that? Let me see what's.
No, I think that's good. yeah, no, I don't really have anything to add. One thing I do just want to say is it's just something that I was thinking about with the broths. So, if you have a Keurig, use your Keurig, okay? Do your 6 or 8 ounces of hot water, just hot water in your Keurig, throw your bone broth in there, and then you're gonna want a frother, okay? You're gonna want one of those little electric mixers. And then, because you'll feel like it might not dissolve right away. So mix it real good with the frother, then let it sit for a minute to get more soft, and then do the frother again, and it should be totally dissolved. Okay. So that was just a tip that I wanted to share, and same with the tomato. And then, I just put it right in a coffee cup and sipped it like, coffee cup. And I didn't add any seasonings to mine, you guys. I like them plain, but some people have added some seasonings, and you can do that if you want to do that, but it's going to be, kind of up to you and your taste buds and stuff, but everything is so good. And the Matcha Bar is the best, because you guys, maybe whoever at convention got to try it, but that was the highlight of my 3 days, because it was the only thing I could chew. Everything else is liquid. And so when I got to that 3-4 o'clock time and I could chew that bar and it was crunchy and earthy and clean and yummy, I was so excited about that. So anyway, yeah, that didn't have anything to do with what Jamie was talking about, but just something else that I wanted to just pop in there.
Oh, good. So everyone, make sure you are in the Plexus Reset group. We have one for our big Pink Power team. For anyone who is doing this reset, make sure you're plugging your people into that. That's going to be starting tomorrow. Highly, highly recommend that whoever if you're doing it yourself, make sure you're connecting in a support group, talking to people, but your people, as they order this, it is so good to be in communication when you're going through those 3 days. It's good just to be able to talk about what you're going through, to be able to cheer each other on, things like that. I know so many diamonds, shared that was a big help, right? So plug people into that reset group. That's something that we're going to figure out more details later about. Likely, I envision this something that can be done weekly, something that, even moving forward beyond that. So if this is something that's rolling out regularly, there's some graphics that have been created. We talked about at our diamond meeting after convention, and had some brilliant minds kind of collaborate on some things. And the idea of the power of 3, instead of just monthly, looking at the power of 3 weekly, and what that could look like for your business, what that looks like for creating rubies. When you have people with such quick results, such quick turnaround in terms of a 3-day system, and they are noticing changes right away, they're feeling good, how quickly then after 3 days can they share with maybe 3 people? And then the next week, they all share with 3 people. The next week, they all share with 3 people. That compounds to 600 points in 1 month, right? So how much more quickly can our businesses grow if this is a system that we are constantly talking about and getting people to share about? That impact is massive. So take advantage of this in terms of the excitement, asking people to share, asking to share their results and tag them, whatever that looks like. But a lot of people are going to be excited to just tell a friend, a cousin, a sister, whatever, about what they just did. And then you can turn that around and continue to multiply that. So that gets big. So this is a new tool and system that we can continually utilize now, and we will have some systems in place with that. So pivotal, throw them in that pivotal community. That's going to be incredible. So just, make sure you're checking those off as you get people started. Utilize these systems that Plexus is coming out with. It's things that people have been asking for. There are brilliant minds behind all of this, and it is truly a game changer. It puts us in a whole new space, and it is what people are looking for and what they're going to want. So that's what I got. Anybody else? Any ladies want to add anything?
I do want to quick say, Kay asked about how often we can do the reset. It's suggested every 90 days. So like once a quarter, every few months, but it was brought up, Sal said, when they did their focus group that, some people do resets once a month or every couple months. I think somebody's just going to have to read their body for that and decide what they're going to do. I do have my reset box, but I just did it 2 weeks ago. I looked at the calendar and was like, I am not doing this with the group tomorrow because that's too soon. So, so I think we're going to wait until even after the 4th is only 3 weeks for me, so Kevin really wants to do it. And so I kind of want to do it with him, but I don't know. So you just have to know your body and what you can what your body's going to handle. Some people I think could do it once a month, but I think some people might need to do every 2 months or 6 weeks or something like that. So is it safe to do more often? I would not do it less than a month apart, but I think it's completely safe. The ingredients are clean, it's all of that, but I do think it would be a lot of fiber to be running through your system personally. So yeah. Okay. So every 90 days for sure.
Yes. On top of that too, Chris, don't do it alone. If you aren't starting tomorrow, with the group, Pink Power group, I would definitely recommend doing it with a partner, your husband or a friend or someone on here that is doing it, because that accountability is going to be important for you, because there's going to be times where you're like, oh, this is a little tougher than I thought, or it's just nice to be able to text that person and bounce things off them and know that they're going through the same things you are. Because at times it was a little difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie, but what's good for you, and your body is, oh my goodness, it's phenomenal, you guys. So yeah, do it with someone and share the heck out of this, you guys. Message hundreds of people. Share the heck out of it, because it is so exciting. No one has this out there. No one has anything like it. So it's exciting for us right now. So
yes, we'll give you more details as for groups moving forward, but I know there was talk of doing another one after the 4th. So I think that's what the plan is. So who is ready to reset to Ruby and grow those 600 points? I think that's awesome. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks for tuning in on this call tonight, you guys. And we will see you later.
Bye guys. Thanks for staying late.